We are here at MaximumAV JTR listening event. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hey folks, I'm Gene Delasalo with Audioholics. We got Jeff Permanian from JTR. How you doing, Jeff?
Oh, I'm awesome. Thanks for having me down in Florida.
Jeff, it's always great to have you here. Last time we had you in Florida, we got to hear the Big Stack RTJ modular system. That was mind-blowing. But let's be honest, your speakers have a face only a mother could love.
Oh, come on. No, seriously though, our speakers are for dedicated home theaters. They go behind movie screens. They're matte black, non-light reflective, lacquer paint. So we decided, you know what, there's probably more living rooms than home theaters. We need to put some speakers in some living rooms.
Absolutely. So traditional JTR speakers, and I'm just joking with you, they're big, they're boxy, they're bulky, but there's a reason for that. They have lots of output. You've got that giant waveguide tweeter, which gives you, and it's a coaxial driver, so you get incredible time domain response. Concentric driver gives you great dispersion throughout the whole listening area. So this system is exciting because you have a lot of the technologies from your bigger speakers in something that's more manageable. This is a speaker that could be put on stands like you're doing now, or it could be put on a wall.
Yeah, so the idea here is to give people that home theater experience in their living room. A lot of people don't have dedicated rooms, or they just want that experience in different places of the house, like their living room. So the idea here is to put it on the wall on either side of your flat screen TV. It's ultra shallow. It's stacked Baltic birch. We have all kinds of Swiss cheese back here, every different mount. So we got the Vesta mount, 100 by 100 millimeter precision orbital mount here, keyhole brackets, any way you want to hang that. The Vesta is a standard mount for monitors, so they make arms and stands, floor stands, and anything you want for that. Yeah, you put these in your living room. You can run them off a receiver and hit full reference output because they're so sensitive.
What's the sensitivity on these?
They're 94, 2.83 volts, so they can actually hit 123 decibels.
Wow.
Yeah. They look tiny, but we have all neodymium drivers, so there's big slugs of neo in there to get the efficiency.
Now these are not just off-the-shelf kind of drivers. These are commercial-grade drivers, so what that means is they have lots of output and durability, right?
Oh, yeah. My claim to fame basically is I'm combining concert speaker technology with hi-fi speaker technology. So you're giving people the dynamics that you need for a home theater, but then also the sound quality you expect from a home audio speaker. So
Jeff, why don't we go over the driver technology, because this is, you have two models. You have the 265.
Yep.
This is the 465.
Yep.
So in this model, you have 4 bass drivers and a waveguide tweeter, but these are passives, right? And these are the active drivers?
So this is actually a two-way speaker. We have the horn and 2 mids, and then 2 passive radiators. Passive radiators means it's a ported enclosure. A lot of people think, oh, it's sealed, but it's actually ported. This is a bass reflex cabinet, but what the passive radiator does is gets rid of port resonances, which is very important in a two-way speaker, because if you had a traditional port on a two-way speaker, your port resonance ends up being in the range of your mid.
That could color the sound.
It's detrimental to the sound quality.
Now these are 6.5s?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the tweeter with the waveguide, because what I was hearing when I was listening to music, I was hearing a lot of precision, and it didn't sound like the typical horn. It didn't sound harsh. It sounded very natural. It didn't sound like I was listening to a horn type of speaker.
So this is not a traditional compression driver. All of our compression drivers are annular, so it's a ring radiator. You don't have your dome and compression chamber, which causes coloration. The ring radiator has much lower intermodulation than your typical dome. It's a 90 by 60, it's rotatable, and these stickers do come off. That's just for when you get it so you know which way the horn has been installed. So if you're gonna put it horizontal underneath your flat screen TV, you'd take these 4 screws out, turn the horn 90 degrees, and put the 4 screws back in. Easy peasy.
So interesting, there's 3 applications for this. You could use it as an on-wall speaker, right? Mm-hmm. You could use it as LCRs, and you could put one under you could use it as a center channel by rotating it 90 degrees and then rotating the tweeter. Or you could use it as an on-wall speaker for surround sound if you want to do it as side and back channels.
Oh, absolutely. The precision orbit mount comes off about 4 inches, and it's got complete articulation, so you could aim it any way you want. So we have people with 9 of these already for their base layer with those arms on them.
Now let me ask you about the cabinetry, because these cabinets are not made overseas. These are made in Chicago?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, especially because you have radiused edges on them. It looks like this is a well-finished product, the cabinetry done on it. Tell us a little bit about how you've accomplished that.
I mean, there's a lot of furniture that have this kind of stacked Baltic birch look. I just have always liked that look. With the cabinet being so shallow, we were actually able to get away with just 6 pieces of 18 mil Baltic birch pressed together. So it's all CNC machined internally, and it just gives it that one piece solid look, and it's
very inert, yeah.
yeah.
So the 465 model has these 5 drivers. The 265 just doesn't have the passives, it just has the mids?
It's actually this part of the cabinet, and then the horn and the mid are interchangeable. And what's cool about that is, let's say you have your flat screen TV on the wall and you can't have speakers on either side. What you do is you put the horn on top and lay it to the left on the left side and lay it to the right on the other side, and it gives you your wide sound stage still.
Right.
Or you could put the horn in the middle for your surrounds.
So bass extension wise, obviously you need subwoofers. What do you cross these over at? You cross them over at around 100 hertz, 80 hertz, or?
So these are designed to be on wall. When they're on wall, you can get down to 80 hertz. On a stand like this, it's 100. So today we're running 100 crossover.
So that you cross these over at 100 hertz. Let's talk about the subs, because here's the thing that I was really impressed with this system. When I sat down, I didn't hear a 2.1 system. I heard a full range system. So the bass was extremely well integrated. And I think part of that is the reason is you're really good at making subwoofer drivers, Jeff. You don't just make drivers that stop woofing at 80 hertz.
No. So the Kallos subwoofer will actually play from 20 hertz all the way up to 800 hertz. It has less than a millihenry of inductance. There's multiple shorting rings in there, giving you an ultra linear response and a hi-fi sound quality.
And it's a sealed system, and in order to get you that output we were hearing, you had to put, what, a 1 or 2 kilowatt amp on it?
It comes with a 2,000 watt amp built in. The X-Max on the driver is 36 millimeters linear each way,
Wow.
4-inch peak-to-peak X-Max.
So basically, if you like their 18-inch driver, this is very similar in a 12-inch form factor, right?
Yeah. I guess we should probably go over price. These go for $24.99 each, and the subs go for $36.99 each.
So basically, you're setting up a 2.1 system, a full-range system, for around 14 grand?
Yeah,
And
give or
then
take.
And then you add the electronics to it. So let me just give you some of my demo experiences here. We listened to Madonna, Vogue. I told you guys about this recording. It's really incredible. It almost sounds binaural to me. And in this room, I was hearing all the spatiality of the recording. I was hearing Madonna coming from behind me. I was hearing the clapping, very articulate. I didn't hear any throaty sound like I was listening to a horn speaker. I just heard very natural sound, really anchored sound stage. But what was really impressive to me was the fact that the bass was so incredibly integrated. It did not sound like we were listening to a 2.1 system. I like the approach of putting a subwoofer behind the mains like this, and you have 2, so it balances out the bass and you get even bass distribution. We listened to that song Black Samurai, and I don't even know who the artist is, but this is a song that Gabe turned us on to. The infrasonic in that song was shaking this whole place. I heard it outside when we were eating. This whole MaximumAV was rocking just from these 2 small 12s. What's this footprint of these 12-inch subs?
They're 18.75 by 19.5 tall with the feet, and then they're 13.5 deep with the grill on.
So they're very small subwoofers, but they pack a punch. And it's because of the fact that Jeff knows how to design a driver, and he gets the most out of the size of the driver. He gets the most out of the box volume because he puts a really good amp in there, and you do a lot of good engineering behind the scenes with this stuff, man. This is probably the best subwoofer in its form factor that I've heard. I just did not expect to get that kind of extension out of such a small subwoofer like that. And then, you know, the other thing we listened to, we put on some demo tracks of like sound clips of Japanese drums. And the dynamics, let me tell you guys something. How many watts were you powering this whole system with?
We're giving each loudspeaker 1,000, and each sub's got the built-in 2,000.
So you were putting some serious power behind here. Okay.
Yeah, so we had about 6,000 watts in here.
1.21 gigawatts? I could tell you guys, I heard the full scale of sound of those Japanese drums. In this system, like I said, you get the JTR sound in a more lifestyle kind of product, and it's awesome. I personally, Jeff, I think this should be the starting products for you guys in this series. You should have a tower speaker, a slimline tower. You should have flush mount that goes behind the drywall.
Yeah, in-wall.
In-wall, yep. I think that you're onto something with this form factor, and then maybe, you know, a 15-inch version of that sub.
24.
Or a 24. I'll take a 24. So here's my listening impressions of these speakers, but we also have testimonials from people that attended this event that I'd like you to hear as well.
I thought the JTR Kallos were really impressive, typical JTR high output dynamics. The imaging was fantastic. Two 12-inch Kallos subs were really kicking in that room. It's just amazing.
Hey, what's up guys? It's your buddy Scott Newby with Bass Brings Us Together. We're out here at MaximumAV. Awesome people showing up, hanging out, having a good time. So I just experienced, which is funny because I own them, but to hear them in a different space, the Kallos 465s again with two of the 12-inch subs, and more than just me experience it again, it was cool to see other people experience them, and people are absolutely loving them. But I gotta say, I don't know how Jeff absolutely pulled it off, but to be able to do a high output, I mean, literally you can push thousands of watts into them if you want, but they're super efficient, you don't have to, and they'll play as loud, as clean as you can pretty much handle and stand. I had a private demo in my home right when he was releasing them. That's how I ended up getting some. So it was cool hanging out with the boys here, experiencing them in a different space, different room acoustics, and definitely having a great time, and certainly enjoyed my experience with them yet again.
Well, it was the first time I've ever listened to a JTR speaker, and you know, I was looking forward to it and did not disappoint. I mean, I love the fact that they're going to a more living room friendly style. The subs, two subs were just amazing. I do have an RS1 at home, and that's amazing, but man, having the two 12-inch subs really kicked, and really enjoyed listening to multiple types of music. And just amazing, like I was looking around for surround speakers and you only had the two speakers in front plus the subs. A really enjoyable experience.
The JTR Kallos is quite an experience. I mentioned to the guys, I don't know if you guys ever heard of an immersive subwoofer bass experience. I know most people like the big thud, which they can actually produce, because I felt it in the chair as I was listening to the sound from Japenese. But it felt more like you were inside a dream that you don't want to wake up from. It's surrounded with details. It's surrounded with really relaxing vibrations for me, which is unusual and very sensitive to bass. And these speakers actually maybe stay in that bubble and not want to get out. The details were amazing, the vocals. I could hear the enunciation of every word and every phrase. And I'm very into the instrumental side of music. Vocals are a huge thing, so that phantom center effect, without having a center channel, that's what exactly means. It was magnificent, and it's something that I highly recommend. So if you girls out there want to enjoy with your husbands, this is one of the speakers I would recommend listening to.
No, Jeff, I really enjoyed the demo experience here. I appreciate you coming down to MaximumAV. Guys, I'll put some links down below to the JTR website so you can check this out. And we are coming up with a full written review. James Larson has these speakers in right now. He's got the subwoofers in, so you're going to see CEA 2010 measurements. You're going to see his measurements outdoor for the speakers, as well as his written review. And then I'll do a live stream with James afterwards to go over his experiences with the speakers. Thank you to MaximumAV for letting us host this event here. We plan on doing many more. Jeff, you got to come back here maybe after Florida Audio Expo and do a big JTR demo for our fans here. I think people would really appreciate that. So guys, if you like this video, please hit the thumb up, hit subscribe. Don't forget about our Patreon channel at patreon.com/audioholics. We appreciate your support. And until next time, my friends, keep listening.
Precision orbit shift, I almost said orbit shifter. So these, yeah, they're much lower intermodulation distortion. Intermodule distortion. Am I saying it right?
Intermodulation?
Intermodulation.
You say potato, I say potato.
So today we're running Hunter crossover.
Mm-hmm. We'll cut that. We'll shorten that part. Yeah, that was a millennial pause.
Yeah. So that woofer has multiple. Dang it! And the reason for that is ultra low inductance, because it has multiple. Dang it!
So you don't have enough alcohol in you.
I don't have any alcohol.
I don't either. That's why I'm kind of static right now. That is the problem.
Yeah.
A couple shots of tequila.
I needed it. The whole system wide, usually when you're setting up, no, I don't like that. Let me think about that. Roll in, stick it in your and feel your Swollen, rawhide. No. All right.
That's
Seriously.
going on. That's a blooper reel.